everybody thought it was the fandom in me, and everybody thought it was the Listen, I thought this team would be better because of competence and because of staying away from injury. And when you look at not only Dak, but when you look at this offensive line getting back to what they do with Zeke and Tony Pollard, it looks like a complete football team. Yeah, there are some things that I would love to see get fixed defensively, and there's some holes that you got to fill as the season goes along. But when you watch the Dallas Cowboys play, in comparison to every other team that we've watched these first 3 weeks of the season, there is no way anybody could tell me that they can't win or have a shot to win every game that they play in going forward. Now, obviously, this is the NFL. You have hiccups, but this team and their makeup is better, and this team and their makeup with 4 leading the way, I feel confident every time they step on the field on Sunday.
You know, Dan Graziano, for a team that is built on stars, that literally has a star on its helmet, the owner is the most famous owner in the sport, and they have Dak and Zeke and Micah Parsons. The unsexiest thing I can think of to say is that it might be the 2 coordinators who are actually the 2 most important people on that team right now.
They bring in Dan Quinn to coach the defense, and you can see the difference in the energy there. Oh, look, Micah Parsons helps. The fact they're able to get him in the first round, that matters. But they're buying into what Dan Quinn is selling on defense. And Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator, to me, he's 3 for 3 in nailing the game plan and executing. Look, he's got great players. He's got the great quarterback. But, you know, you have to be able to – I think you're looking at a high-level coaching and high-level performance. By the way, as good as the Mannings are, I want to see Monday Night Football with Swagoo eating a ribeye in his hotel room watching the Cowboys beat down the Eagles. I would watch that.
Yeah, doing the Shakira dance like Eli was last night. We'll show you that in a minute. But let's focus on this here for a minute. We have talked so much about the Cowboys as the team that continuously did everything wrong. Suddenly, Dominique, they're the team that seems to be doing a lot of things right.
Man, they were so impressive. I don't think they punted at all last night. And so Kellen Moore did an exceptional job, but he also empowered Dak Prescott. There were so many plays that he changed at the line of scrimmage. And you talked about preparing them. He did a good job preparing them, but he can't execute. Those guys on offense are executing. And you saw the guys on defense running to the ball, which was really important. After last year, on this show, we had people showing video of guys not hustling in that Browns game. That's not what we had this weekend, or excuse me, that's not what we had last night. That's not what we had any of the weeks so far. We see Jalen Smith, who was put on the bench for a second. He came back out there. Look at him running. He's buying in. That's something that you don't do if you don't believe in what you got.
This is a dominating football team, and it all starts up front. I'm telling you, this offensive line, they were moving the line of scrimmage. That is a good Eagles front 7, and them guys were getting smoked. I mean, they were coming off the line of scrimmage. That's 2 weeks in a row that you've seen Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott control the tempo of the game. And listen, the best part of Kellen Moore, he doesn't fall in love with just Dak, right? 25 to 28 throws, 30 rushes, 40 rushes. Like, he believes in the system at hand, and he's watching the execution and the fruition of it. I'm telling you, this team completely dominated the Eagles. The score is not indicative of how much of a beatdown this really was.
So, Marcus Spears, let me turn it all the way back to you. You began it with this thought. Right now, when we start naming the teams in the NFC who feel like the legitimate Super Bowl contenders, do the name Dallas Cowboys belong among them?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's because, look, what we've seen, we cannot not acknowledge. Like, the Cowboys played Tampa strong week 1. And obviously, I still feel Tampa is a better football team because they turned the football over 4 times, I believe, in that game and still got a win. But there is a process that is happening in the NFC right now. And the cream of the crop, the age-old story of the NFL, the top quarterbacks that's supported by a really good run game and a balanced offense and a deep. Look, here's the thing, too. And Jeff and Foxy understands this because I had to kind of reshift my brain about football. Defenses are not going to be dominant anymore. That's just too hard to do in the NFL. For week in and week out. Some weeks you'll have a dominant performance and you'll play well. But the Cowboys are doing something from a defensive standpoint. It's 8 turnovers, fellas.
Yes, sir.
It's 8 turnovers in 3 weeks. And that is making the difference for this football team. And we know that this offense can be as elite as any offense in the NFL. So, yeah, I would have them in the conversation. I don't want to get too carried away. Philly is Philly. But the Cowboys, based on what we've seen team from completeness, that's a team you got to have in the conversation.
We've talked about this the whole time. It's not the Dallas offense anyone was worried about. It was always the defense. And Dan Quinn has these guys playing like their hair is on fire. And they're running around, and you're seeing these pick six. You're seeing the anticipation. They're jumping routes. They're jumping balls. Like, Dan Quinn believes in what he's doing. He went back and revamped his defense after he got fired from the Falcons, and he has these guys playing. He's always been a great coordinator. He is the biggest hire that the Cowboys have had in years.
We're talking about Kellen Moore and Dak Prescott. Just to put a bow on that, he's been there the whole time with Dak Prescott. That matters so much. I was talking to Josh Allen in Buffalo about he's been with Brian Daboll all 4 years. Like, that matters a lot. We see these young quarterbacks get wrecked by the changes that happen. That those two have made a heck of a team.
Yeah, no, I think that does matter, but I think you have to give a lot of credit. I hate to keep going back to this because Jeff earlier said it all starts up front. No, it doesn't. It starts on the defensive side of the ball. With this particular team, Dak Prescott's going to have that offense scoring. The question has always been on the defensive side of the ball. So we need to celebrate the way that they are playing today. I think Dan Quinn is part of it, but these players are making plays, and it's partially because they believe in Dan Quinn, but it's also partially some maturation.
Foxy, to your point, and this is what we were talking about before the season, they know what the hell they doing.
Yeah.
They know when they get the call, they know what to do on the play. I was trying to say that last year so much, but it was so bad that a lot of people focused on the things that were going wrong. Jeff, you know this. Foxy, you know this. Half the battle is knowing what you're supposed to do before the ball is snapped. So this defense understands now where they're supposed to be, and they can play fast, and that's what we're watching.
I'll say it again. On a team filled with stars right now, it feels to me like Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator, and Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, are about as important as anything that we see working there. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.